and teaching other men so to do that as well. You know, and that is an abomination unto the Most High. Uh,
Precept.
yeah, yeah, go for it, man.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 14. It says, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto light, and few there be that find it. You know?
Few there be that find it.
It's a narrow path that we got to walk, man, in order to be considered enough to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of people are like, nah, this is the way, this is the way. Nah, but the way to Yahweh is a very narrow path, you know? And there, it says, few there be that find it. So there's only a few people that can see the clear goal, man.
Yeah.
You know, in a spiritual aspect, you know, we're visionaries, you know what I mean? Because we can see the vision, we can see the correct path.
And
It's clear as day.
And it all boils down, a lot of it, to nobody can tell me, you know? I'm going to do what the hell I want to do. I'm going to make my situation better. Instead of going through what? The straight gate, which is the law, statutes, and commandments, which is the gate of Yahweh Shai.
It's lucky. I should have read up, actually. So I should have started at verse 13. I'll bring it out just for the point. But this is Matthew 7 and 13. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Right?
Absolutely.
So the wide gate, everyone's like, Christianity is the way, Islam is the way, Buddhism is the way. Those are the wide gates that lead to destruction.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, now...
the Israelites, that's the narrow path, because everybody's going up against it, because they're saying, oh, you're a racist cult that you know, that hates people. You know what I mean? Like, no, we'll bring you out the truth, whether you like it or not, whether you hear or forbear. I'm telling you that the salvation is only for the nation of Israel, as the scriptures say, right? I'm telling you that Esau Edom's going to be destroyed off the face of the earth, as the scriptures say. Yeah? If you don't want to hear that, then that's up to you. But that's the narrow path, you know? It's, what does it say in the scripture? It was sweet when I ate it, but in my belly was bitter. You know, roughly paraphrasing.
You eat the whole road.
The whole roll, that's right.
So, yeah, the thing as well is, you know, if you're looking at different religions, now the broad path as well is big tech. You know, that's a religion within the earth. That's one of the biggest religions in the earth now. Big tech, you know. Everybody's bowing their head to devices and to the fourth industrial revolution, which is taking place upon the earth right now, where eventually they want to mesh man with machine, amalgamate those two, be in charge of your consciousness, be in charge of your very spirituality, you know, be in charge of what you do, what you think, what you say, everything, that your algorithms, the things you buy, the things you don't buy, you know what I mean? So this is going to be the real religion, where the majority of this earth is going to bend the knee to the so-called elites, you know, and to these so-called friggin' sickos, okay? Just sickos that run this earth. Sickos, and you know what? They're going to be cool with that. And you're going to have your court jesters. You know what I mean? You're going to have your court jesters like as you have now, telling everybody to do it. I remember when they were advertising the jump shot, they got all these guys up on TV, you know, all these so-called black dudes, actors and stuff, especially here in the UK, you know.
Yeah, Eve was a big pusher of that too.
And telling people, hey, it's okay. It's okay, take it. And it's going to be exactly the same, except with a bigger push behind it when it comes to the M to the A to the R to the K, you know? That's going to even have a bigger push behind it. That's going to have a push where, Jake, your religious leaders is going to get on board with that. You know, your 501, whatever. You know, tax exempt guys are gonna get on board with that.
501c3.
501c3, yeah, and that includes the so-called leaders of Israel, you know, because you already got gonorrhea said okay to take it. You know what I mean? I think they got the jump shot too. You know? So it's who you're gonna follow, who you choosing. You know, which power you choosing. You're gonna choose Pharaoh, you know, because even the children of Israel were saying, hey, it was nice in Egypt because we could eat cucumber and all variety of foods when we were there.
And that's a good point you make there, Art, because it's like when this digital imprint, this digital M to the A to the R to the K come into effect, it's going to come off the back of society collapsing. You know, it's going to be the solution to a problem that they caused. You know what I mean? They caused the markets to crash. Why do you think, like, if you're into sort of looking at alternative media, you'll see that you know, there's a lot of food processing plants that have gone up in flames. You know, you're going to see that there's a lot of numbers being twigged here and there, like such as the fuel prices. You know, everything's going up through the roof, and the dollar, which is a global reserve currency, is falling fast. You know, it's practically, well, it's worth nothing. You know, so they've manipulated this whole global financial collapse, right? And with the global financial collapse, it's gonna lead into the digital M to the A to the R to the K. You know what I mean? It's gonna lead to, you know, all out chaos. You know, you're gonna see people going through all kinds of wickedness. It's lucky I lost my train of thought there, but yeah, man, you're gonna see all kinds of wickedness happening. Like when the society collapses and riots and food riots break out, and you know, gangs roam the streets and militias starting civil wars and all this other stuff. Like they're gonna say, all right, you know, I know everything's messed up at the moment. A lot of people are gonna die, which is what they want. They don't really care. They're gonna say, we've got the solution, and the only way you're gonna get back to normal, like you said, we had it easy in Egypt. The only way you're gonna get back to the normal life is if you take the M to the A to the R to the K.
Yeah, it's because that order out of chaos.
Yeah.
They want to achieve that order out of chaos. You know, where they bring the problem and then they bring the solution after. You know, so they're getting that order out of chaos, like playing that Hegelian dialectic to the fullest, where they control two sides of the paradigm, and that's really what it is. You understand? But you have to be up on it to see that, you know, and that's why we're sighing and crying right now. But what's gonna happen is things are gonna get tough. When the going gets tough, you know, you're gonna get all types of passports, what it takes to be in the Edomite society at that point. You know, because you can't just be a member of society. You got to have what it takes to be a member of society. You understand? So
that's right. Hey, it's lucky. If you I posted a video on my channel the other day, and it was going into how they're sort of conducting themselves in Shanghai, China. You know, now Shanghai, China, they've introduced the QR code system. I mean, they're already under the social crediting system, where, you know, if you speak out against the government or anything like that, your social score goes down. So it's something like Black Mirror. If you ever see the TV series Black Mirror, something like that, right? But now they were saying that unless you had a clear QR code, like it came back green or something like that, you weren't allowed to use the subway. And a lot of people rely on the subway to get back and forth to their job, get back and forth home, to see their relatives, you know, public transportation. But what happens if obviously they don't get to enjoy the society? You know, they had to have that QR code in order to indulge in the society of Shanghai.
Not only the subway, but like the toilets within the subway.
Yeah.
It's like every part of society, every little aspect of society. You know, there's really you see the Sainsbury's getting the
it's all gearing up, ready for that society to come, man.
Yeah,
it's all gearing up.
You know, places where your forehead can be scanned or your right arm can be scanned. You know, things like that. There's machines like that already. You know, the RFID technology is within the earth amped up. ready to go, man. Ready to go.
Yeah, it's here, man. You know, the elders and apostles and the like-minded brothers on down. I mean, telling us this for decades, saying that this was coming. You know, they also said that. I mean, the scriptures say it's not just the elders and the apostles and the brothers. The scriptures say that there's going to be a day that burns as an oven, and you know, elements melt with fervent heat, and their eyes and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth and in their holes. You know what I mean? What kind of a weapon or event would that have to be in order for that to happen? That's right. You know, the nuclear missiles. And you can see Russia gearing up and talking about all this nuclear talk. All this stuff is in the scriptures. You know?
I saw people, if you don't see the hypocrisy in the society, it's not your friend. It's not going to give you a happily ever after. I saw them applauding NHS workers every Thursday, applauding here in the UK. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And then I also saw them before the end of the pandemic to say any NHS worker who don't have the jump shot has to get out, fired, terminated, contract done. You know what I'm saying?